So that was a demo of FairOS, and actually it was a nice segue into the next demo that we will go into. And as I mentioned, the key value store is what this next demo will use. And it will show a front end that displays maps on user screens. Maps are stored in FairOS as the backend. So I would ask the video to play. So please note that my narrative might not be completely in sync with the video. So the maps used here are from OpenStreetMaps, so the actual data. The application is called FairMaps, and the user logs in with their credentials. And you know that these are the same as it will later shown or used in the FairDrive demos. And the default map of the world loads. When a certain zoom level is reached, the roads, lakes, and other features become visible. You will notice that a couple of maps are already available, but most of the world is actually blank, so no data is available. Basic features of the map are available, like zooming in and zooming out, depending on which country's maps are available. More detailed map content can be shown, but this is not the main point of the demo. So the maps that are shown are loaded from FairOS DFS key value store, which is underneath using Swarm storage. So the location of any pins you put on the map gets saved into FairOS to be used later and perhaps in another application given access to the data. Adding pins and saving the data to FairOS is just a basic use case demonstrating the idea of a common storage accessible to many applications. Imagine any kind of user data that you would like to share with others, like running tracks, trips you took, photos you took at locations, etc. So how can you spin up your own instance of FairMaps? The instructions can be found on the GitHub page. Let me touch upon the idea that we're getting on with this demo. It is about public data sets that can be contributed by a community. This particular use case, the idea is that anyone can create their own maps and contribute them. And the instructions are also on GitHub. In a nutshell, you must spin up your own bnode, followed by starting a FairOS server. And you then have to prepare the maps in a proper format. A script is available to download the map tiles for a specific region in the GeoJSON format, and another script can be used to convert the files into CSV format. An example in the video shows downloading tiles for a region around Ljubljana. FairOS DFS command line instance should be started. New user is created, followed by creating a pod. A pod is a kind of a logical drive that can contain folders and files. Also can be a key value store. And the pod is opened. The pod is opened and a new key value store is created and then opened. And in the next steps, a CSV file with map data is loaded into a key value store. So the data is sent via FairOS into Swarm. So the terminal window showing B activity shows a lot of traffic. And after it finishes, the pod with the map data is available to the user, but we additionally want to share it with the world, making it public. So after issuing the sharing command, a pod sharing reference is returned. And by using this reference, a pod could be mounted by other users and used for the maps. So, but as users will not want to add individual maps to the app, the idea of a map registry comes into play. A map registry is just another FairOS public pod that contains links to other public pods that in turn contain specific maps. So if you're a registry pod maintainer, you can add maps to it, even maps that others contribute. In the demo, we show adding a newly created map of Slovenia. And later on, this map will be available in the user interface of FairMaps to be used by the users. So the demo actually showcases a straightforward scenario where an app can use publicly available registries and maps as data to display. But the example can be generalized to other kinds of data and apps. So actually what we want to achieve with this demo also is to give you a call to action. So maintaining public data sets should be a community effort. And we ask you to join the experiment and perhaps to become a country maintainer by providing maps in a shared pod. So please follow the Swarm newsletter and blogs to stay tuned and up to date on this idea. So